Guys, deluded, man. You choosing Golo Kante. Now, if you're like me, you just watched probably the most boring football. Now, Denmark versus France was pretty boring. But Sweden versus Switzerland was one that really tested everybody's love for the game, including mine. I claim to love football a lot, and I really do. But games like that, even guys like me want to turn it off. Yeah, probably the most interesting thing that happened was the VAR stuff. Forsberg, who I think's been underwhelming this tournament. I've been disappointed because he's someone I've got a lot of time for. Underwhelmed, to be fair, but the topic of the day, I'm actually speaking about Mikel. Nigeria went out. We all know. You're probably thinking, DG, what you want about? In the last few hours or so, I'm so sure all of you have seen that it's been announced that although safe and sound, Mikel's dad's been returned to his family or found his way back to his family, he was actually kidnapped in the run-up to the Argentinian game. Now, I'm not going to speculate on who kidnapped him and whatever. You can invent your own stories or whatever, but I mean, it's a footballer. It's an established footballer like Mikel, one of Nigeria's most known players of recent years, to say the least. I mean, he's been playing at, not now, but he's been at Chelsea and all them things. You can see how he's an easy target. And I have to give credit to the man because he played the game. He played the game. He put 180, how much people are in Nigeria? Around 180? Forgive me if I'm wrong. 180 million Nigerians or whatever collectively around the world or in Nigeria. It's a pretty big landmass. He put the feelings of 180 million Nigerians ahead of his own in the sense that national pride versus his family. I mean, he was in the build-up to it. He found out 5 hours before the game against Argentina that what happened to his dad. Football, you need a clear mind to play football. Like I've said in previous vids, how many of you have tried to play football thinking about minor things, let alone your dad being kidnapped? And he was actually, I don't want to gas his performance, but I felt he stood up to be counted, and you never would have thought that, man. And I mean, it's testament to him and his strong character. Like I said, thank the Lord or the higher powers if you don't believe in the Lord, that his dad's been returned, man. I mean, his dad was tortured a little bit allegedly, but he's been returned safe and sound. Apparently, his dad was kidnapped en route to a funeral. I don't know whose funeral it was, but he was kidnapped. His dad, it was actually on the bus, I believe, to St. Petersburg with the Nigerian national team that he got a phone call from his family member telling him what's exactly happened. He was then given a number to contact the attackers. Now, I don't know what happened there. But you heard language come out that he's just like they'll kill your dad or whatever. So that's mad. Like the emotional torture that he had to go through on top of playing. So let's just imagine he dropped a 0 out of 10. People would still bollock him and they have no clue. Like his dad like someone that helped make him and bring him into this world. Someone that helped raise him is away. And like they say in life, I don't want to say he's selfish. He's not, but in the sense that an example I'll give you, I read it in a book of how human nature works. When you're very hungry, people, like picture the time you've been mad hungry times it by 100, yeah. When you're feeling like that, myself included, you just care about your belly. You don't then sit there and think, okay, I'm hungry, but there's millions of kids throughout the world, in the third world, or even in places like England that are suffering from food. You just care about your belly. So if we use that analogy, yes, he clearly does care about the nation of Nigeria as a whole and all its landmass. But that's his immediate family. Like, you'd be forgiven for him dropping out of the side or whatever to go and pattern this and fix this up. And it's a testament to Mikel, like I said, that he was able to keep playing. Like I said, thank the Lord that his dad's been returned safe and sound and has not had any issues. And it's cruel, man. I do think footballers have a hard time, man. I don't get me wrong. It's away from this whole debate, not even debate, this discussion. I do think footballers, they warrant a lot of criticism. It's the rough with the smooth in the industry. But a lot of the things, like, I call it emotional torture. I mean, you're seeing stuff like this. The Sweden Donny that made that mistake. He's of I believe of Turkish or something else descent. He was then reminded how he's not Swedish, as you could see. Carlos Sanchez had death threats after he was sent off. Is it Asmon, a player that Chelsea and Arsenal have scouted historically, not even this year? He's retired at 23 years of age from international football due to the comments regarding him, and in Iran has made his mother fall into ill health. So although I am a big fan of how anonymous the internet is, and I don't want the society to ever become like Big Brother in the sense that if I use my contact card in Starbucks, for example, someone out there knows, even though it is true, that I've bought free hot chocolates, and then they can build up patterns and start marketing stuff to me, because that's what's going to happen. I don't want that to happen. But for the abuse and the net and the way people go on the internet saying wicked things, wishing death and cancer and all these mad illnesses on people, giving it the bigging that you know they haven't got this energy in person. I am not a fan of that. There's really a lack of empathy on the internet, and until the empathy creeps into social media, which I don't think will happen, like you see when people are saying they're suicidal and things, how much people are there saying kill yourself and them thing there. Until it gets there, social media can't be used for any real good or to provoke awareness or try and battle the higher powers in society that be. When I hear stuff like this, I do think, as much as I like the anonymous thing, like I tried to say, when there's comments like this, if people knew exactly who is saying these things and where, maybe this crud talk stops, man. But it is what it is, man. Like, I sympathise with a lot of these players when you hear comments like this, because it's not easy, man. It's not easy when your family's getting kidnapped, your family's getting death threats, your family, the people that we don't see, the uncles and aunties on the receiving end of a lot of this, you know. All it takes is, oh, DG, you're Raheem Sterling's cousin. I'm not. But you're Raheem Sterling's cousin, why can't he shoot? And then I'll get caned. You get where I'm coming from? In my short time on YouTube, I mean, obviously, you don't like to see comments, but I've had to develop thick skin. Like, if you've seen, I've had people getting at me, my colour, I'm a monkey, I'm this, that, the other, family members, wishing all sorts of illness on man, saying they're going to do this and that to me. You know, half these people are just sad, little old, ugly-ass virgins stuck in some cave somewhere, don't have anything going for them in their life, academically, educational, haven't got no friends, haven't got anything they're good at, no social skills, they're just on the internet chatting crap, like, probably just there bashing to some mad porn or something, like, they're neeks, innit? But for my time, like, seeing stuff like this, and you guys know me, like, I'm a prideful person. I don't offer no one out. I don't start no trouble. I don't do something. But one thing I've always promised myself is I'm not taking it from neeks, because growing up where I've grown up, it's not the most dangerous of areas. Well, in London it probably is. But it's not the most dangerous of areas. But one thing I'm never going to take is I've seen man that are on real badness, or people that there's a time to be a fox and a time to be a lion. There's some people that I will be a fox, genuine sickheads out here. And if you're not one of them, I'm sorry, but I'm not taking it, because mama never raised an idiot. Like, it's that simple. But half these people won't do anything. Like, they won't. And I'm a big fan of, and you can say I've got no sympathy, but honestly, trolls, if they get, I don't want them to die, but if trolls get smacked, if someone finds a troll, an anonymous troll that was talking crud and smacks him up and writes his face off, I'm sorry, but I have no sympathy, because then you know, and don't run your mouth. Don't run your mouth again. Like, the internet allows too much protection and to say mad stuff for me, and I do believe the internet is providing a lot of illnesses for people, whether it's this, I don't know how to describe it, this selective outrage, being outraged about something for 5 minutes, always being on phones, always being on social media, because it's essentially a news channel now. I do believe there's so much illnesses that are coming because of social media, and they're affecting everybody. Everybody that uses social media is, unless you're off it completely, is affected, in my humble opinion, myself included, because obviously in my space in YouTube, I always have to be on social media to see news developing. I always have to talk to you guys, always have to reply, always have to post content on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So I never get away from it. Do you get where I'm coming from? On that note, I'm done. Guys, deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. Thank you very much for watching and rocking with me. I'm out.